Hi, this is video 2. So little disclaimer, I know in the first video I said that the second video would be the colored version of the first video that I inked in. However, the second video I had a lot of issues with the camera and with the file, and inevitably the file ended up just not working out. I had ended up doing the piece twice over, and it still wasn't working out. So I ended up having to just move on from it. But if you want, you could always go back to the beginning of the video and pause it and take a look at the inked piece from the first video, and then take a look at the colored version, which is off to the right of that. And that is what that piece ended up looking like. It was really disappointing not being able to show the process of it being colored in, but I'm hoping that I'll figure all of this stuff out over time. So with this piece that I'm doing now, this is one of my mermaid pieces. It is part of my mermaid collection. It's my third coloring book that I am working on. My other two are on Amazon. So if you're curious or you want to order them, you can. The first one is my Day of the Dead coloring book, and then the other one is my zombie pinup girls. And I'll link in the description where you can find those. So anyways, back to this piece. I used a standard number 2 pencil that was in my art to go bag, and my Staedler finetip liner pens. And then I also used, for the larger blacked out sections in the art piece, these Japanese calligraphy pens that my friend ended up getting me for Christmas. So these were really good pens. One of them had a fineliner, and there were 2 brush pens that came with it. And so I'm using those brush pens to kind of fill in those larger areas, and the ink goes on actually very smoothly. It was very easy to use, and so with the kind of ink work that I do, which is pretty extensive, I use a lot of ink, and so I need art pens and markers that just give out a nice, juicy flow of ink. And that's basically what I ended up getting with these pens. So when these pens end up running out, I will be running back to the Wish app to look for these pens, because she found some excellent pens for me. So this mermaid, I wanted her to be a little different from the other mermaids in the collection. So the other mermaids in the collection are all ocean mermaids, and with this one, I wanted her to be living in a different setting. This mermaid is a pond mermaid, so you'll see like little lily pads surrounding her, and you'll see like the little ripples in the water. And so, just a mermaid living in a pond. So I did the background water in black, and the reason why I did that is to kind of differentiate where all those ripples in the water were going to go. It would have been pretty hard to recognize these little wavy bits all around the lily pads if I left the background white. And I also had to kind of remind myself not to go too detailed with all of the ink, because this isn't one of my comic book pages. This is a coloring book page that the general public would be buying. So, someone who isn't really savvy to comic books, they would still be able to color it in and know what pieces were what. So it looks very detailed if you're watching me inking everything in. But once, I have all the inks down and go back in and erase all of the extra lines that I went over, you can see it a little bit better. It looks better towards the end. It's taken me some time to kind of figure out my camera and my lighting and just basic settings that I'll be using to film everything. Me filming my art, this is kind of like me documenting basically what I do as an artist, as well as kind of showing myself, what kind of progress I've made with my art. And so, it's very interesting to watch these time-lapse videos of, yourself, doing something that you do all the time. And just kind of seeing how everything kind of progresses and, areas where you kind of mess up. So, these videos are for everyone to watch, but they're also for me too. It's kind of a learning process. And so, I thought it was very important that, I start documenting how my art journey is going and what I'm planning on doing with my art in the future. And right now my art is very focused on comics and fantasy art, and it might not be that way in the future. I might decide to do more portraits in the future, or work with other materials like pastels, or just any other mediums. But for now, my ink work is kind of where I'm focused, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So this piece is almost done. This is, what I've been working on. If you have any recommendations for videos you want to see, or if there's any other art that I have that you would like to take a look at, just leave me a comment, reach out, and we'll see what we could do getting those out to you. Thanks. Bye.